What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network. Welcome to the My City, My Game pod show featuring Raider J77, your place for all things Raiders and all things Trailblazers. Brought to you by the Spotlight Sports Network. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now let's go.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? What is going on? Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. We are back with another live show, and this is back to what we did last year for the NFL season. And you know we have my partner in crime, my buddy, Raider J77, a.k.a. My City, My Game. How you doing this evening, my guy?
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. Man, I cannot complain, bro. Football is back, and it's time to watch the Raiders tear it up again in a new stadium that's actually going to be full of fans this time. So the watching it on television, because, you know, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I don't get to go to the games live. But watching it on television, I don't have to pretend that crowd noise is actually there. It's believable now. So I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to it, and it just so happens we're starting off the season playing the Ravens. My sister-in-law is actually from Baltimore, so she's a huge Ravens fan, so she's going to be over here. And we're going to have a lot of fun, man. It's going to be good.
And I have to agree. And it's good to finally have some other content creators that we can collaborate with on this here. And we have the guys from TTB Media. I found those guys on YouTube and hit them up on Twitter. They was already down for it. So I'm going to just bring them two up into the stream today. And how are y'all doing this evening, guys?
Oh, I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing good, man. We kind of ready for, you know, Monday Night Football. It seems like it's taking forever to get here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's Monday Night Football, prime time, Ravens versus Raiders. How y'all feeling there? How y'all feeling about this game now? I know a lot has been going on, which we're going to talk about, but how are y'all feeling about, you know, coming into this game, knowing what y'all see the Raiders did this offseason and what y'all guys did in the offseason? How you feel about this game going into it?
Joshua, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Just want to say, you know, thank you for having us on here, man. Listen, we've been gone. Football has been gone so long, so it's good to, it's good to be back. And then for us to start the season off, you know, prime time under the lights, Monday Night Football. Come on now, it ain't no better way to start it, you know, especially in Vegas. You know, so I definitely feel like, you know, the Raiders, you know, everything that y'all did as far as the acquisitions, definitely added a lot of pieces. I feel like Derek Carr is going to have a good year. Even with some of the injuries that we've had, you know, unfortunately, you know, some of my guys, you know, like Gus, Marcus Peters, you know, JK, you know, they definitely going to be missed. But, you know, this organization, I mean, been in existence 26, 27 years, and, you know, we always believe in the next man up. And honestly, it's almost like, you know, coming out of Baltimore, some of the powerhouse high schools, it's like, you know, even though one guy gets hurt, that next young man is just as good as that first stringer. So, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to this game, man. I definitely want to see some, you know, some hard hitting, you know, the ball getting thrown, you know, them interceptions. I mean, I know some guys gonna get fined because they're gonna talk because it's under the lights, it's Monday night, but you know, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, man.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm really just looking out to watch some good football, looking at seeing all the rookies. Actually, I loved Traven Merrick coming into the draft. I was also a big fan of Alex Leatherwood. So, you know, some of the Raiders guys, the Raiders got a lot of guys that I actually really like. including Darren Waller. And I'm just really excited to see the matchup just because the Raiders are relatively unique in the way that they play and the fact that they want to run old school pound the rock football. They may not have, these massive wide receivers, anything crazy like that, but they've got a great run game. John Gruden is able to, get those guys running. And then they got Derek Carr, who I'm a Derek Carr fan. I like Derek Carr, so I'm excited to see, what he does. But overall, I'm just excited for football to be back. And I'm kind of disappointed the Ravens. I have to wait for Monday night. But it should be a really fun Monday night. And I just can't wait for it. So I'm excited.
I don't know if y'all feel the way I feel, but do it feel like it took faster to get for Thursday night football than Monday night football? It's like it's taking slower for Monday night football than we had for Thursday night. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, this game is over now. Can we skip Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just go strictly into Monday night? So that's where I'm at with it. But I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. And is a big thing with the Ravens is your running back situation. Now, me, outside of being just a Raiders fan and being just an analyst, I feel like Le'Veon Bell should be on the 53-man roster and not Latavius Murray. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when it comes to, I don't know what's going on with your wide receiver core. I know Hollywood Brown was nicked up a little bit. I don't know if he's playing this week or not. But when it comes to your passing game, Le'Veon Bell is more of a pass-catching running back than Latavius Murray. Now, Latavius Murray is a former Raider, former Viking, and former Saint. You never really see him catch the ball at the backfield. So for your offense against our defense, I think we can really stack the box for Latavius Murray, but at the same time, we still got to worry about Mark Andrews, and which is got his 4-year extension. Congratulations to him. Is kind of well deserved at his young age. But at the same time, I just feel like I'm not looking at it as a Raiders fan. I'm looking at it as just a football fan. I just feel like Latavius Murray is not really, it's fit, but it's not fit. It's not like you get a J.K. Dobbins that could do both or a Gus Edwards that could do both. He could only do one. So how do y'all feel about, Le'Veon Bell staying on the practice squad, which he was there longer than Latavius Murray, then giving it to Bell, Bell on a 53-man on a practice squad and Latavius Murray on the 53-man roster. How y'all feel about that?
I don't know. It's just kind of interesting the way that they approached it. They had to, cut an offensive lineman from the practice squad today to get Devontae Freeman on there. But I would agree with you. I think Le'Veon Bell I'd much rather have on the 53 than Latavius Murray. It just really comes down to what they're going to be able to do. And I just hope that they use Le'Veon Bell, like you said, in the passing game. I think that's something that they can really utilize. And that's one of his biggest strengths that throughout his entire career is that he can run good routes and he can catch the football. The Ravens don't have that with any running backs on their current roster. Running back one is undrafted rookie Tyson Williams, who really plays a lot like Latavius Murray. And then they also have Trenton Cannon, who's just really not played much running back in the NFL. He's mostly just been a special teams guy. So I know John Harbaugh came out and said, like, there's a chance that Le'Veon Bell's activated. I really hope he is, just because I really want to see what they're able to utilize with him. But you're right. I mean, this running back group is a question mark, but I feel like they have enough guys to where even if only 2 work out, they've got 5 running backs that they can swap in and out, and 3 veterans in Devontae, Le'Veon, and Latavius. So week 1's going to be very interesting to see how they use the running backs and who gets the most snaps and who rushes the ball the most and who they use in the passing game, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7 type situations. It's gonna be interesting, especially if Le'Veon isn't activated, because then it's gonna be a complete wild card of who is supposed to catch, because none of their guys are really known for that.
Okay, so John, what you got for us, man? How you feeling about this game coming in, knowing what we had injuries on our side too, on our with Josh Jacobs, but they said that he said in his presser that. Even though he did have a toe injury, but he said that he's going to miss some practices to keep himself healthy for his body. So we did see Cleaner Farrell. He was actually fully participant. Incognito was not. I think that's going to be a big blow for us if he doesn't play against that front for the Baltimore Ravens because that front is pretty good, in my opinion. And we had most of our players was kind of limited or did participate. So how you feel about going into this game, hearing that injury report?
Every team has to deal with injuries. That's just part of the game. That doesn't make a team any less formidable. Apart from like losing your starting quarterback, and even then, I mean, look what the Eagles did, a couple of years ago. So you can't ever count a team out. So it's still going to be a good matchup. It's still going to be a fight. They're still, coming off of a great season. I mean, the last, since Lamar Jackson has been there, they've made it to the playoffs every season. So they're a good team, and you have to take them seriously. But the one thing that the Raiders do have is a very, very deep bolstered defensive line. And that's going to play a lot into whether or not they're going to be able to stop the run game and actually, stop Lamar Jackson, because, that's just really it's going to make things more difficult for Lamar Jackson when it comes to passing, when it comes to, switching out of the pass and trying to run the ball for yardage. We've got, Jonathan Abram, who's a heat-seeking missile back there at the safety position. So I really think that this is going to be a good matchup. I'm not super worried about it, but at the same time, it's not going to be easily gained. If the Raiders don't show up, or they don't give it 100%, if they try to take their foot off the gas pedal, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are going to make them look stupid. So they really, really have to be on point, 100%, play a full game, all three facets of the game, got to be ready to show up and do their thing. And if they do that, then I think the Raiders are going to take it.
So it's for me. We already know that Lamar Jackson has not thrown. This is a stat that I've seen since Lamar Jackson, the 3 years he's been here. He's 2-1 on Monday Night Football and has not thrown one pick. He has thrown 7 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in Monday Night Football games. So for our defense to come in and try to get pressure, and for me, I feel like if we're going to get pressure, we got to make sure we keep the outside contained. And I think that's going to be for a little bit for the Ravens defense as well, because mind you, we got a Keon Drake and a Josh Jacobs. We got one that could run inside and one that could do outside. So I feel like it's going to be the same for the Raiders. And now knowing that we have former Ravens on our team, Willie Snead and Yannick Ngakoue, I mean, it's kind of like an upper hand in some chances, but I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. We got some former Ravens, from last year, because that Gus Bradley, attraction as a new defensive coordinator for us, knowing that we allowed 30 plus points a game last year. I wish we could have played y'all last year instead of this year, but I mean, hey, you never know. But for TTB Ravens Media, now y'all actually only gave up 18.9 points on the defensive side of the ball, and y'all was only at 329 yards per game. That's 2nd and 7th in the league. Now, how you feel about going up against our offense was ranked top 10 last year? Now, what is the challenges for the Ravens against our top 10 or our elite offense that we have?
I mean, at the end of the day, last year we had one of the best secondaries, but me personally, I'm a guy that loves, that trench work. If it ain't one in the middle, then you're not going to win the game at all. I definitely want to see, how do our defensive linemen, especially our edge rushers, with a young Odafe Way, a veteran Justin Houston, Tyus Bowers, that just got his contract extension over the summer. How those guys and those veterans step up and actually show that, hey, I'm here to play, I'm here to get the job done, and I'm here to get to the quarterback. So I definitely love the challenge. I definitely love what y'all can do. And that Kenyon Drake combo that y'all got back there, I want to say it almost reminds me of that Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt in the AFC North situation. And that Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb combo did give us a little bit of run for our money. So I definitely want to see how our run defense stops you all's run game. But I do trust my middle linebackers in PQ and Malik Harrison. I feel like it's going to be one of the best tandems in for years to come, especially with them now understanding the game is now slowed down for them. So now they can move, with reckless abandonment at this point. So I definitely believe games are won with that front seven and that front five, and I just want to see how we match up against your offensive line.
Yeah, Joshua, I think you kind of nailed it. That's exactly what I was thinking with the Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt situation. And in recent years, other than the Kansas City Chiefs, which is kind of an outlier when you're, comparing how your defense plays against other teams, the way that teams have been able to play well against the Ravens, it's been teams like the Steelers running the football. It's been teams like the Browns running the football. And the biggest thing that I have to look at is the Ravens linebackers. Patrick Queen last year struggled in pass coverage. He wasn't amazing in, stopping the run. And, when you're going up against who I think is the second best pass catching tight end in the NFL and Darren Waller, along with, a good running back tandem and a good running scheme, it's all going to depend on those linebackers. Can the Ravens linebackers take the step up from where they were last year? Because when the Ravens went against Travis Kelce last year, Patrick Queen it didn't even look like he had shoes on. I mean, he was running in the wrong direction the entire game. Like, he had no idea what's going on. So unless he's able to take that step up and hopefully be able to cover a guy like Waller or stop the run against a guy like Jacobs, it could be a long and difficult game, similar to the way that those Cleveland Browns versus Ravens games, which if y'all saw Monday Night Football last year with the Ravens and the Browns, is one of the highest scoring games of the year.
One of the best games of the year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I want to say there were 7 or 9 rushing touchdowns in that game because both teams just wanted to run that football. And so, that's exactly what I think it comes down to is the Ravens linebackers against the Darren Waller and the Josh Jacobs of the Raiders is the biggest thing that I'm looking out for. And, I hope Patrick Queen's able to step up. I really do. But if he doesn't, it could be a really long night on Monday night, and Tuesday will not be a fun morning, but hopefully they step up.
I want to give a big shout out to Engraving Vids, because my first time ever seeing him in my chat. I know you shared it out, but I do subscribe to him as well. So shout out to Engraving Vids for being in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Salute to you, brother. You make some quality, great Baltimore and NFL content over there. So Jay, how do you feel like our offense, goes up against this defense, knowing that y'all did lose Matthew Judon, which I thought y'all should have just re-signed him instead of him going to New England. Out of all places, he went to New England. I say y'all just should have kept him in Baltimore just for that reason. Just for that reason. But yeah, man. So how you feel about our offense going up against this defense? I think this is going to be one of the best challenges this year for our offense, knowing that we ranked so high last year and we worked mostly everybody back, for our skills wise, as far as a little changes in our offensive line. So what's your expectations for that?
So I got a few little facts for you. So I really think it's going to be, if Darren Waller and Derek Carr can get going and they can click like they did last season, I think it's going to be a long day for the Baltimore Ravens defense. And here's why. Darren Waller has a 26% target share since 2019, highest amongst tight ends, and Baltimore has allowed 5.1 receptions per 5.1 yards per reception per game to tight ends in 2020. That's the 9th most in the NFL. Now, Derek Carr, per Next Gen Stats, Baltimore blitzed 45.3% of opposing dropbacks in 2020, highest in the NFL. Derek Carr had 16 passing touchdowns versus the blitz in 2020, which is the most in the NFL. So I think those two are going to be the key. Josh Jacobs, although Josh Jacobs is a great running back, the Ravens only allowed 7 rushing touchdowns to running backs in 2020. That's the fewest in the NFL. So if Darren Waller can do his thing, if Derek Carr can do his thing, if they're clicking on all cylinders, or they're running on all cylinders, they're gonna be a nightmare for this Ravens defense. It's just a matter of whether or not they come to play or not. But I really think that's going to be the key matchup. They've got to figure out John Gruden, and this offensive team has to figure out how to make sure that Darren Waller and Derek Carr can get their game going, because if they can do a whole lot against this defense.
That's it. That's interesting. That was interesting. That I didn't even know that at all. I had no clue about that. But one thing I can say about John, he always had the stats. He has the stats. He has the facts. That's one thing I can say about
That's
him.
all we got, man. That's all we got. We can't really say for sure what's going to happen. You know, all we have is what's been done in the past, and we got to take a look at it and try to compare it and figure it out when it comes to analyzing stuff.
So I got a question for all of us here. Where do you rank Waller and where do you rank Andrews in your top 10 tight ends in this league? Me personally, I'm gonna go first. Me personally, I have Kelsey, I have Waller, and then I have Kittle. That's my 3 out of the top 10. Mark Andrews is that 4 in that 5, but it could be flipped out because Mark Andrews don't get a lot of respect either. That's what I can say. Even as a Raiders fan, I'm not going to lie. He does not get that respect. But at the same time, he got that top 5 money. So I think with Andrews is like that 4th in that 5. A lot of people going to say, oh, he's probably number 6. But who are you putting that 4 and that 5? That's a lot of people would say. But me personally, I say, Kelsey, Waller, Kittle, and Mark Andrews is probably that 4th and that 5th, depending on no type of order. But, I just feel like both of them are in the top 5. How y'all feel about it?
Yeah, for me, I mean, my top, I'll say top 4. I got them both in the top 4. My number 1, I got Kittle. I just love his run blocking for that. But it really depends on the system you're trying to run. If you're trying to pass the ball, like Kelsey all day. So I got Kelsey at 2. Then I have Waller at 3. And unless you ran like a super heavy rushing offense, then I would take Andrews over Waller just because I think he has a little bit of an advantage in the run blocking aspect. But Waller is so deadly as a pass catcher. He's got very good hands, very good route running. I mean, he was a 6'6" wide receiver at Georgia Tech. Unfortunately, was never utilized by the Ravens. But
I was just about to ask that why he was not utilized. After everybody was going, I was going to ask that next.
Yeah, I was always confused as to why he was never used. I think he got 1 touchdown in his career I think he came in at fullback and they ran like a jet sweep to him. And he got like a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Like, we never used Waller. I don't understand why, but I do have Waller above Andrews. I got Waller right at number 3 and Andrews at 4, but pretty close in the rankings.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Kelsey. Kelsey would definitely be number 1. Darren Waller would be 2 for me, just for the simple fact of how the NFL has evolved. It's not traditional for the tight ends to be, pass blocking type of guys or run blocking. Now they're running routes just as good as the wide receivers. And Travis Kelsey and Darren Waller are 2 guys that knows how to, separate themselves from linebackers and even some safeties. Who else? Number 3. I forgot. Kittle. I love his energy. I love what he can bring, out of that San Fran organization. Number 4 actually is going to be, I won't say a wild card, but with him coming back into the league, you got to put him in top 5, and you got to give him his respect as the machine, Rob Gronkowski. And you just love what he can do. You love what he brings to the table. And him and that Tom Brady connection, man, it's just a crazy connection. He reminds me of one of those 12-year-old guys that's just out there having fun. He enjoys the game, and you love to see that. Mark Andrews, definitely loved it. Definitely loved the fact we was able to, get that contract extension with him. Definitely love the fact that he wants to be here in Baltimore. There's still some things he has to grow in as a receiver, as far as catching those contested passes and things of that nature, and just seeing plays all the way through. I know there's been some times where Lamar has thrown the ball where he didn't make the best effort because he was dealing with some, aching ailment. But when you see other players out there and still battle, with one leg or moving with one dead leg or even a discolorated shoulder, things of that nature, it's like, come on, man, you want this big money, you want to be prime time, you want to be one of the top, you want to be top 5 tight end. Respect, you gotta do some things, to separate yourself. So Mark Andrew sitting at number 5, that's fine with me.
Yeah, so I have my list is similar. I mean, it's all the same players really, but just in a little different placement. I'm going to put Travis Kelce, as much as I hate doing it, because I can't stand him and I can't stand the Chiefs.
Right.
But Travis Kelce has to be number 1 just because of his resume and what he's been able to do. And what he's shown, and then of course kind of Gronk is not really on the list for me because his how much of a decline that he has, but of course historically he's up there at the top. But then next I've got Darren Waller, and the reason why I have Darren Waller, I would have him at number 1, but like I said, the reason why I have him at number 2 is because he just hasn't quite done all of what Kelce has done. But Darren Waller is great at pass protection. Obviously he's a great route runner. I mean, you can use him as a wide receiver if you need to. So the guy's he's just so polished and just so consistent. Like, you really don't have to worry too much about him. He's like, that's one of those players where you're like, you know what, he's gonna be fine. Let me focus on something else. And then of course I have George Kittle at number 3, and then I've actually have Mark Andrews at number 4. I really like him. I think he does a great job, at that position. So, and then number 5 I have Kyle Pitts. So those are my tight end rankings.
Woo! That was it was similar, but Kyle Pitts, knowing that he didn't play it down in the real game yet. I love Kyle Pitts. He's a Philadelphia native.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We a Philadelphia native. He's a Philadelphia native. I respect it, but top 5 right now? Oh no!
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, bro. Watch out.
I mean, I know my Philadelphia brother's a dog. I mean, he comes from a crazy city now in Philadelphia. You know how the Philadelphia fans get, but I don't know about top 5 just yet. I gotta see it this year to actually, see what he could do. But Waller. Why did y'all give him up, man? The guy was too talented. I understand he had a lot of issues coming out when y'all did get him. He had that drug issue and everything of that nature. But darn, thank you. I'm saying to the Ravens, thank you, because if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have them. We saw them out on the field, and we figured out the way to get them. What happened? Do y'all really know what happened? Why?
It's plain and simple. We can't produce. At that time, we didn't know how to develop wide receivers. They didn't really know what they was doing with Waller. I mean, now that they see Waller has success as a tight end, that's probably the main reason we're keeping Miles Boykins around, if I'm being completely honest. So that's how I look at that, because I mean, not saying that we won't have Nick Boyle anymore or things of that nature, but what they see in Miles Boykins is what they saw in Darren Waller. The only difference is back then they didn't have the guys in the organization to really bring that out of Waller to be who he is today.
You have any response for that, my brother? Any response for that?
It was just a situation where the Ravens were kind of in a bad place in just terms of the players that they had on their roster at that time. I mean, the amount of players that they kept using and shouldn't have, guys like Kamar Aiken and Michael Campanaro, guys that I was just like, get them off of the field, please. And I was a big fan of Waller when he was coming out. I really wanted them to use him, and they just decided to stick him behind guys like Dennis Pitta. and they just never really thought about it. And it was just something where, he came out as a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
His goal was always to play wide receiver. When he was getting recruited to college, he said he would only be a wide receiver, and Georgia Tech, being a very run dependent team, was like, you know what, 6'6", you can play wide receiver for us. It's going to be mostly blocking. But I mean, their receivers have done well in the NFL historically, guys like Calvin, and I want to say Demaryius Thomas, both guys that, like, in college, their numbers aren't great, but they just have great size and athleticism. And that was the same thing with Waller. And the Ravens just, for some reason, they just did not feel like they should put him out there. I don't understand why. I never understood why. It was so annoying. I was waiting for it every week. Hey, throw out this guy. He's 6'6". He can run routes. He's got good hands. And they just never did it. And eventually they said, you know what, we're going to move on and try and find us a new tight end. And they went with Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews, and then traded Hurst for J.K. Dobbins. And now we're here. Now where we're at. Now we are.
I was kind of surprised about that Hurst trade. I was surprised about the Hurst trade, but I mean, you got a good running back in J.K. Dobbins. Sorry that, he went down the way he went down. I don't think he should have been playing in the preseason game. That's just me. I don't think he should have been playing in the preseason game. A lot of it, because you see Josh Jacobs didn't play in the preseason game or none of that nature. So before we go into any other questions, make sure y'all put your questions in the chat. I will not be opening up the phone lines today. That's a bit too much. I'm not opening up the phone lines today. So if y'all do have questions, put it in the chat. But I just want to address this real quick. He said, Spotlight, I'm done with Honcho. Now, for people that don't know, the Raiders and mostly every team in the league has a own YouTube channel, and they do their press conferences via YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now, it's been going around that it's been a person, Raider Honcho is another Raiders YouTuber that has been getting I wouldn't say hacked, but it's been people making private accounts like him. So they've been saying a lot of disrespectful stuff. So now people are thinking that is the real YouTuber, which is really not. And it's starting to make the real one, which is the real Raider Honcho, not want to do YouTube anymore because of it, because YouTube is having this issue. So I want to tell everybody that's in here, whoever was in that presser earlier today, that was not the real Raider Honcho. I spoke to him personally. I know him personally behind the scenes of this YouTube stuff. So that was not the real Raider Honcho, because people are making private pages and acting like the actual YouTuber that they are. You can't find a page because they make it private and they're allowed to comment under a live stream or under a video. So even if you try to report that, the real one's going to come up and they're going to report that one thinking it's really him, and it's not. So I just wanted to throw that out there to the Raider Nation that was in that chat. But let's get back to the matter at hand, which is this game here, Monday night. Make sure y'all go subscribe to TTB Ravens Media. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that channel. That channel is growing rapidly, and he puts up Ravens content every single time. Before, like yesterday, well, I think it was yesterday or the day before, all the running backs were getting signed. I'm like, he got it out before I got the notification. He already knew before I did. So I'm sitting here like, darn. I'm looking at the video. I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. So make sure y'all go subscribe to the channel, man. They got some great content. But let's talk a little bit of trash here, because I feel like I've been a little bit too nice as a Raiders fan. I feel like I've been too nice as a Raiders fan. Last time we played y'all, we was in Baltimore. We lost, but it wasn't that much. 34-17. That's the last time we played y'all. But I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to talk some smack, man. Y'all running backs ain't gonna do nothing. Our defense gonna be fine. Gus Bradley is gonna be ready for it. What's up, man? What's up? I'm tired of being too nice. Raiders fans are not that nice. So what's up with it? Talk to me. Give me some facts, man. What's up?
You may have played the Ravens. It was relatively close, but it wasn't the Week 1 Ravens. The Week 1 Ravens is the greatest NFL team ever assembled under Lamar Jackson. And looking over their recent Week 1 games, their worst game was in 2017, where they won 20-0. Mm-hmm. Then they defeated the Bills in Week 1, 47-3. Then they defeated the Dolphins 59-10. And then last year they defeated the Cleveland Browns, a playoff team, 38-6. When the Ravens come out, just Lamar Jackson is just there's no film on him that year. He's always worked on something new, and it's just so difficult to defend. And that's something that is going to be very tough. They've brought in a new pass game coordinator. They brought in a new wide receivers coach. They have new wide receivers. They got different running backs. Like it's a very different offense, but it's still got Lamar Jackson, and he's just so tough to defend when there's no film on this new offense that it's going to be very tough to figure out what's going on unless you can get pressure. And we'll see if Yannick Ngakoue can have his revenge game because he called out the Ravens defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, for not using him properly, which I agree. He did not use him properly. And then I also like Max Crosby and things like that. So we'll see how the Ravens offensive line plays, but Lamar Jackson he's just special. And week one, he's just a different breed. And he's never lost a week one, and he's blown out teams by a heck of a lot of points in week one.
I mean, y'all beat the Browns. Of course, we beat the Browns. We beat the Browns too last year. So I mean, we have that, you know.
Yeah, I agree that the Ravens in week one definitely are, you know, they've won quite a bit more than they've lost when it comes to week one. They perform really well, but I will say that Lamar Jackson's Achilles heel is that when it comes right down to it, he struggles when he can't get the pass game going. And so if you can shut down the pass game and you can contain him and keep him from running, because the dude will run over you all day long. If you can do that, then he gets flustered, it seems like, and trust me, I've watched a lot of Ravens games. Like I said, my sister who lives next door to me, she's over here every Sunday. We watch the Ravens and we watch the Raiders. And he tends to get flustered and all of a sudden everything falls apart. So it's just a matter of keeping him from using his legs to extend the play and force him to use his arm and throw in the air. And if you can do that, then you really you can make it a long day for him for sure.
So that was about seven ifs that have been pulled off maybe 3 times. Those ifs have ever actually been successfully done.
Hey, McConnell, all I'm hearing is
he was looking pretty bad in the playoffs last year. He was limping around. He was like, I don't know.
It was a windstorm in Buffalo.
He had a flat tire.
Windstorm.
All I'm hearing is I got them figured out statements. Now, if y'all grown up playing football, y'all know whether it was high school, backyard, it's always that one guy you want on your team. Who you want as a Ravens? Who you want your quarterback to be right now? I want him to be Lamar Jackson. You know why? That young man's an X factor. It don't matter if he going past the ball. It don't matter if it is one of the regular RPOs. The thing is, just by him being so dynamic, you have to prepare yourself. And with this being week one, yes, y'all got a good defensive line. This is going to be the first week. Our starting 5 is going to be coming together. But I'm gonna tell you what, this young man is ready. This young man is on a mission, and this whole team, you know, is goal hungry. But you know, one thing I'm actually looking forward to is that Marlon Humphrey, Henry Ruggs matchup. I want to see how that's going to play out. You know, and out of respect, you know, since we're on the show, I give Henry Ruggs, you know, just one touchdown. He'll get one touchdown off of Marlon, but he ain't going over 100 yards.
See, that's where y'all go wrong at. And that's where y'all go wrong at. You want to put Marlon Humphreys on Henry Ruggs, but you have a big wide receiver in Brian Edwards that's going up against whoever the corner is now. I don't even know who the backup is for Marcus Peters, but you want to put Marlon Humphrey on Ruggs. Understand he's a speedster. He's gotten bigger, but you want to go up against the guy that's going to be right next to Waller, and that's going to be Brian Edwards, a bigger receiver, a more physical receiver. So whoever your corner is on that side that Marcus Peters decide, you know, since Marcus Peters is out, Brian Edwards is going to have a field day.
So
I'll tell you that right now.
I'm just saying the Ravens have a cornerback who is 6'4" and ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. Is he getting outspeeded, you know, out-heighted, how is he getting by that Chris Westry speed? I'm a bit curious as to how that's
sometimes it's not. See, that's the one thing about speed, right? Sometimes it's not all about the speed, it's how you run the route. the best of them did it. The best of them did it. Jerry Rice, he wasn't the fastest, but he knew how to run routes and know how to create separation.
So y'all got Jerry Rice coming back.
I'm just
60-year-old Jerry Rice coming out.
I'm not saying Jerry Rice in itself. I'm just saying, like, if you look at some of the Hall of Fame receivers, or there is some of the receivers in the league now, you don't really need all that speed to get separation. Yes, you got the Tyreek Hills of the world. Yes, you have, these other young slot receivers of the world. But when it comes to route running, and your corners don't know how to flip his hips and know how to stay on that man, especially in coverage, it's going to be a long day. So it doesn't really worry about the 40 speed. It really works because Waller's a wide receiver and he didn't run a 40. So that's another comparison too. Waller, I mean, he's fast, but he's not like Tyreek Hill fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about the route running of this. So I think Brian Edwards, whoever he's going up against, that's going to be, I think, y'all weakness. I mean, Marlon Humphrey is a great corner. Don't get me wrong, but I think you got him on the wrong guy, and that's Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, you also got to account for, the slot receiver in third and Renfro. I mean, everybody's beloved stepdad. Man, if you do not contain him, he will catch passes all day, every day. Mm-hmm. The dude his route running is super crisp, and this Baltimore defense, regardless of history, you have to admit that this Baltimore defense has a formidable opponent in the Raiders offense. When they're clicking on all cylinders and everybody comes to do their job, and the defense gets them off or keeps them off the field, so that they don't have to keep running and running and running. So
I hear all that. That sounds good.
I was waiting for him. I was waiting for him to say something. Because this is gonna be another revenge game for not just Yannick but Willie as well. It's gonna be another one.
Let's stop that right there. Let's stop that right now. Okay. Let me tell you something. I'm from Baltimore. This I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So I
hear that all the time when I go there.
Listen, I've been with the Ravens since they came here. You know what I'm saying? So, I love Yannick. Yannick's a DMV boy. I love what he brings to the table. But at the end of the day, he's been moved around. I'm not even gonna give a comparison how much he's been moved around, but he's been moved around. So at the end of the day, yeah, it may have been a connection, a miscommunication or a disconnect with the coaches, but at the same time, what have you really done to really show that you really stand out as a defensive end? Because don't get me wrong, I do feel like Yannick Ngakoue can be a top 10 defensive end in this league for years to come. But at the same time, your work ethic and your development, what have you really shown me to really, to get this level of respect, to get to really talking about somebody? Because at the end of the day, everybody can talk about a defensive coordinator, everybody can talk about an offensive coordinator. But the thing is, what did you do when you got your chance and opportunity to get on the field? Because at the end, you can be the most athletic person, you can be the most God-gifted, talented person, but if you ain't got no skills, if you ain't got no level of learning, no discipline, you're not going to be nothing. And honestly, I know y'all got Willie Snead, but he ain't no factor. He caught the ball for us. He got us them yards, but he wasn't no yards at the catch type of guy. He wasn't no gadget guy. He was just a simple catch the ball. He'll give you them yards, and that's it. I'm not going to take away from. I'm not really trying to take away from them type of guys. But it's not like it's an Antonio Brown. It's not like a Cam Newton. Those are the type of guys that I see. Really getting revenge. I see those are top tier. Players to me. Yannick and Willie Snead right now, they're the low tier guys. So. If they
low tier.
For
Willie Snead, I could agree with.
You can watch out for Ngakoue.
If you look at Yannick when he's under Gus Bradley, look at the years that he was with Gus Bradley in Jacksonville when they had that good defense. He was a top player.
Was the second best edge rusher.
Yeah, he was the second best edge rusher in the league.
Where's
under
Calais?
Gus Bradley.
Where's the best edge rusher from that team? Oh, he's in Baltimore.
Yeah,
hey,
but Gus Bradley, that Gus Bradley system works. He's a Super Bowl.
But you also got to account. Yeah, you also got to account for Max Crosby on the other side. I mean, you can only double team so many defensive ends before you run out of players because there's only so many players that are allowed on the field at one time. So it's going to be it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a fight, and it's going to be a long day for anybody who doesn't take the other opponent seriously. And that's just the way it is. So all this mess about, the Raiders are going to get steamrolled, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
A lot of us. This is the thing about it. Last year they did the same thing with us when we played on Monday Night Football. When we played the New Orleans Saints, nobody had us winning. Nobody had us winning against Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints in Allegiant Stadium with no fans. Now you bring fans back into it, and you give us the Baltimore Ravens, and we don't have a chance at all. We always consider an underdog on Monday Night Football. It never fails. Understand Lamar Jackson is 2-1 in Monday Night Football. He does his thing on there. He don't throw no interceptions, but I'm telling you now, he's going to throw at least one interception on Monday Night Football. That is my hot take.
That's cool. As long as we get that done, that's cool.
I'll give you one interception.
I can give you a turnover, but at the end of the day, if we look at that scoreboard, we winning. When that clock is 0, that's what all matters. That's like the same thing. That's the same thing. Our defense, we known for getting turnovers. We known for punching dudes in the mouth. I mean, we got fruit punch. I mean, and we got my 2 young middle linebackers that's going to be out there flying around the ball. So it's definitely going to be a slugfest, and I love that. Between John Gruden and John Harbaugh, I'm looking for some old school style, heavy hitting football come Monday night. Honestly.
Yeah, I would like to definitely see the old school style of football, because I come from that old school style of football, pounding ground, running down your throat type of football. I like the finesse stuff. Sometimes you got to mix it up here and there because it's part of the game. You're part of a new modern offense. The way the Queefs, we don't even call them the Chiefs over here. We call them the Queefs. So the Queefs, how they run their offense and stuff of that nature. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. So my next question is predictions. Let's get into the actual, score predictions and see who they got. So I'm gonna just start with, you Joshua, my guy. You like to talk the talk. Absolutely. So just break it down for us. Let us know who's gonna win this game here and why.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go with Baltimore. That's no ifs or buts about that. I'm not gonna say y'all not gonna score touchdowns. I definitely see y'all getting about 17 points. I'm not gonna say we're gonna squeak it out. I can see us getting 34. I can see another 34-17 game. Game definitely is going to come down to that trench work. Who gets the upper hand, who gets that momentum, who can really get that upside on the pass game and things of that nature, and just how well our offense moves against y'all defense. Because at the end of the day, yes, we're going to be playing with an undrafted rookie free agent that 9 times out of 10 is going to probably get most of the snaps for the simple fact that he's been there the longest. And then, hopefully Le'Veon Bell gets moved up to the active roster. And we just got to see how, our passing game is. That's one if you've been listening to TTB Media, that's been something that me, McConnell, and myself has been preaching about, is having a more balanced style of offense. So we can give y'all guys a balanced style offense, really get our wide receivers running some real crisp and smooth routes and, getting that ball down the field. I can see Lamar doing his thing, man. And then our defense going to show up too. So, I see it's 34-17.
Oh, Joshua, way to be lenient. My score prediction is 45-17. I just think
what?
I mean, that's just how this team works. When the Ravens win, they slaughter opponents. They slaughter them. And once Lamar gets going, which he will, it's over. It's over. I mean, I just don't see anything. Derek Carr is going to be getting blitzed all game. He's going to be getting popped in the mouth. He'll be on the ground. He will get hit probably 8-9 times, maybe only sacked 4 or 5. But the Ravens will be sending the heat. They'll be popping everybody on that team. And they're going to walk out of there with Tyler Huntley leading the charge, taking those QB kneels.
I'm gonna let you go last, John, on this one because for real, the way y'all running back committee is, you could put Huntley as a starter and put Lamar Jackson as your running back. If y'all want to talk that smack,
and we'd still win by 30.
45-17 against a top 10 offense that averaged 30 plus points a game. And the only team that y'all really played that really scored points like that was the Cleveland Browns last year, which we beat. So so at the end of the day, I don't see us scoring no goddamn 17 points. Absolutely not. I say it's gonna be a close game, but I'm not saying no 45-17. What I'm gonna say is it's gonna be 34-27 Raiders. And just because nobody on, and as far as that linebacker core, Patrick Queen don't have no chance to give Darren Waller. Patrick Queen don't have no chance to get Darren Waller in coverage. We all know this. It's too hard to cover. Any good linebacker in this league had horrible time covering Darren Waller as a receiving tight end. So we're just going to put that out there. But Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake comes out as another wide receiver that you're going to have to figure out and try to cover too. It's going to be Josh Jacobs and Drake on the field at the same time. How are you going to defend that? I really don't know y'all front seven like that. All I know is Patrick Queen. Matthew Judon was y'all second best linebacker next to Patrick Queen, which he's gone. I don't know who y'all replace him with. I don't know who y'all got in free agency, but I feel like this game is going to be closer. It's going to be closer than 45-17 or 30 or whatever you said, 30-17. I'm saying 34-27 Raiders.
Man, that's I'm kind of speechless right now. I don't even know. That's a bold prediction for man. That's just disrespectful. Oh, man. I'm gonna say 31-23 Raiders. 31-23. I'm gonna give the Ravens a couple of touchdowns, but I think a lot of it is going to be in the field goal. I think they're going to score a few field goals. They're going to have to settle for that. But I'm going to give them a couple of touchdowns, and the only reason that I'm not going to give them more is because of how banged up y'all are running back. Every team deals with injuries, but still, that is going to play a factor in what you guys can get going because today's NFL is dual faceted. You have to be able to establish the run in order to to do stuff. So I'm gonna say 31, and I could be a little bit more generous, but man, that was disrespectful. Whew, my feelings is hurt.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I don't know if this is the real Raider honcho. They say that he's a mod because that's the only one I made a mod. And I don't know if that's the real honcho or not. So I just messaged him just now while you were talking and hoping that is him. So I'm just making sure of that because I just want to get this narrowed down. Because if not, then I'm definitely going to remove you as a mod just to make sure. But definitely put y'all scores in the chat. Definitely put y'all scores in the chat. We see some 34-24 Ravens. We've seen a few actually. So I don't know. Let me go back up real quick. They say 27-17 Raiders. So there's a few different types of scores in here. So it's definitely something new, definitely something fun to see. I that's why I said 34-27. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think we're gonna try to match what happened on Thursday night. Because Thursday night, the way that game went, that was a great game. I think the Cowboys could have won that game. But it didn't happen that way. We got Mike Hawk that says 23-16 Raiders. We got Robert Jackson saying 37-17 Ravens. 27-24 Ravens. 38-35 Raiders. So a lot of people have this game close. 26-21 Raiders. Our defensive coordinator won a Super Bowl. So did Gus Bradley. So we both got that there. So 31-28 the nation. Raider Honcho says, John, I don't be in the presence anytime you see my name in here. It ain't me. So, hey, you just confirmed it. That's the real Raider Honcho. So I just messaged him and just made sure that was him. He said, I'm the one that said I'm the mod. Yup. So let y'all know now on Instagram, I just talked to Raider Honcho. That is the real Raider Honcho in our chat. So 50-27 Ravens. Godson, what are you what?
Godson knows what's up. He knows what's up.
50.
I've always liked Gus.
What have y'all been smoking, man?
Come on, man.
My
Why y'all
God.
acting like this, man? And then
A lot of people think it's gonna be a defensive game too, more than firepower. But I think knowing that is week one, a lot of mistakes is going to happen. I feel like it's going to be some mistakes on the defensive side, mistakes on the offensive side. I think it's going. That's why I say 30-27. I think that's going to, the highest is going to get is 34 points. So with me. See, y'all got Ingraves in here talking about let's go, guys. See, y'all got him in here acting crazy.
you know,
acting crazy.
You even know what's up, man. Listen, and
Ingraves knows it.
But see, that's the thing that keeps on troubling in my spirit. Y'all talked about y'all beat Cleveland. Y'all do know Cleveland ain't nothing compared to us, right? Like,
and you scored 16 points against
Cleveland. I mean, they did win the North, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, the Steelers won.
Yeah. Oh, the Steelers won the North. This is one of those.
Cleveland was third in the division.
Always out of y'all three teams that win the North every year. It's like one year is Baltimore, the next year is Cleveland, and then it's going to be Pittsburgh. It's always a different one every year.
But I'm just saying, y'all keep talking about Cleveland. Cleveland is one of the prettiest team with some of the best names on. They're gonna be just what they are is in season hype team. They're right. Not us. They play good against us. I give them that, but you can't get you can't ask for no pat in the back, because y'all played another AFC North team because they got some good names, and y'all caught Baker on one of his bad days. That's all I'm gonna say.
It seems like we always play the NFC North every year, though. The AFC North. I don't know what it is. It seems like we play y'all every year. We played the Browns last year. Now we playing Pittsburgh. Now we playing y'all. It's like we always play the AFC North every year. It never fails.
Cause y'all like one of them. The Raiders, honestly, they remind me of the bad boys of Detroit. Y'all just in Las Vegas now. They just give that, that dog mentality, that nasty style of playing. And, that y'all remind me of that. So sometimes you got to put those teams against some of those, against those dog-like teams. So, with y'all playing against the Ravens, it makes perfect sense, honestly.
Facts. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it though. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to put up or shut up. I know it's gonna be a lot of changes to both of our teams.
Absolutely.
A lot of changes on both sides of the ball, especially on the offensive line, because we lost Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson. We ended up trading them. Now we got we got Andre James as that was Rodney Hudson's backup. That's going to get a lot of playing time. He's going to be one of our starters. So we got a whole a little bit of revamped offensive line with Leatherwood, and then y'all have y'all revamped offensive line. So this is going to come down to the trenches. I'm a trenches type of guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a trenches type of guy. If you don't get no pressure on either one, it's going to be a high scoring night. But if it's going to be pressure on both teams, I think it's going to be a defensive night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been saying this will be our actual first week of our starting five playing together, and then at our left guard, it's really a toss-up because they're not even putting our rookie in there that should be in there. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to fuss with the people at the front office. I fuss with them enough. I feel like we should have been got rid of Greg Roman, but neither here or there. I will say this. The way we run the ball, we can make any running back, a 500 yard 3 touchdown type of guy. Honestly, in my opinion, I actually want us to pick up Elijah Holyfield just for the simple fact how he runs the ball and what he can bring to this offense. But I definitely like what we did with the Murray and Le'Veon Bell. So yeah, and I know your defensive line definitely been together for a while, especially adding Yannick. He got that relationship with Gus Bradley. So I'm looking forward to see that trench work, see how we block y'all guys and y'all front seven, how we get up to the next level, how our running backs hit those holes and things of that nature, especially with them learning this playbook on the fly. So yeah, I mean it's definitely gonna be a high scoring, exciting game. So yeah, I mean I'm just ready for Monday. I'm ready for Monday. I mean I'm gonna watch a little bit of college football tomorrow, but Monday is it's grown men time.
I'll be in the building for college football. I got a second channel called the Spotlight Sports Network. I'll be in the building tomorrow for the Ohio State Oregon game at 12 o'clock. And then I'm doing Iowa versus Iowa State tomorrow. So that's going to be two great games for those. So that's going to be a good. There could be some good games. Chef B, really 3-3. 3-3. You think if we end in a tie, that's going to screw both of our seasons up. The way our divisions are, that would screw us both up with the ties.
Except, you know what, 17-game season would actually work out perfectly if it end up in a tie.
Yeah, that's true. And I think the NFL needs to change that rule about having a tie. I think they need, because it really screws up teams going to the playoffs or playoff implications. It really hurts. Just let them play it out. Do it like college football. Let them start on like not the way they start, but put it on like the 30-35 yard line and let them go up the field.
I agree.
Do it that way. But I know it's an hour in. This preview has been fun. We could talk all night, but I can't talk all night. But let them know where, everybody in the chat, where they can find you at on social media, so they can follow you, so that get all the Raiders are gonna try to subscribe to all of y'all, right? Just to get the most Raiders news up to date until Monday. That's gonna happen, right?
Hey man, listen, we love the subscribers. You're unsubscribe afterwards after Monday night. Well, hold on, wait till Tuesday. Make sure y'all watch that video. When we win and give y'all our reaction. But follow us at TTB Media, man. I know what to do, man. Come on now, I know what to do.
And make sure y'all know where y'all can find Raider J at. Y'all know where y'all can find him at. My City, My Game. Mostly everything on social media. I think that's on Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter's Raider J77.
Yeah, Twitter's Raider J77. Everything. Spotlight Raiders Talk here. Spotlight Art and Talk on Twitter. Spotlight Raiders Talk on Instagram. Spotlight Raiders Talk on Facebook. And this has been fun, man. It's going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a very fun game. And if Raider J is up for it, right, we got to go back to doing our reactions, man. Our reactions to the game. We used to do our reaction Monday, but since we played Monday, we got to do our reaction Tuesday. So if y'all up for it and y'all want to, do a live recap, we can reach out to y'all and we can talk to y'all, and we could give it a little bragging rights, no matter who wins this game.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
So I do want to thank TTB Ravens Media for coming in and having a great show with us. This is going to be, I'm so excited. I'm just pumped, man. I'm just pumped. Football is back. Roy says, hold up. Roy says, tell Darren to wear that blue shirt after the Raiders win. I am not doing it. I'm going to tell you, before y'all go, I'm going to tell y'all this story. It was the Jets and Raiders game last year. And y'all, I don't know how y'all saw how that game ended, Henry Ruggs winning the touchdown. But I was so pissed off that last game. I took my Raiders shirt off and put on a blue shirt. I put on a blue shirt, and then when I put on the blue shirt, Derek Carr throws a touchdown to Henry Ruggs to win the game.
Yeah, what was that, like a 50-something yard touchdown?
Yes, I was so pissed. Pissed with this live stream. I was going off. When I do live play-by-play and reactions on this channel, y'all got to see my reactions. So when we do these reactions, it's going to be they're going to laugh at us in this chat. It always never fails. But that's just a quick story for y'all. But thank y'all again for coming on. We really do appreciate it. I know it's late. It's 10 o'clock. I usually don't do these live streams this late. I usually do them between 3 and 5. I know y'all scheduling and everything, but we was able to get this in, and I appreciate y'all. And hopefully we can collab again. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for having us on, man. Y'all have a good season. Prayers to everybody. Y'all stay healthy, and let's just do what we do, man. We love the fans. Y'all give us the motivation to keep on going, man. So thank y'all, man. Really.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate y'all, and me and John's gonna finish the show out, and we probably gonna be on here too long because I know he's like 3 hours behind me. It's 10 o'clock over here. I ain't gonna be on here too long. So he still got brightness outside. You see, it's still light outside compared to him.
Still light out here.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's dark over here. Like It's crazy. But we thank y'all, man. We really do appreciate you coming on, bro.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good one now.
You too. And that was Makana and Joshua of TTB Ravens Media. Jay, how you feeling about this game, man? How you feeling about it? With having them on here now.
I'm feeling good. I feel disrespected, but I'm feeling good. I can't believe I was in shock, man.
40 points.
What did he say? 40 something points?
40 to 17.
Ah, man, that's just they act like I can't call it, bro. I can't. There's absolutely no way that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good about it. I think it's gonna be, like I said, I think it's gonna be a good game, and I agree. I think it's gonna be one in the trenches, and it's gonna be a hard fought battle. But I think in the end, this Raiders team is ready to pull something off. Right. I think they feel the pressure of winning now. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity for them to take on a playoff team and see how they do coming out, week one, under the Monday night lights. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what happens. But like I said, I'm excited about it. And I would just like to point out, because at the beginning, when I said Kyle Pitts at number 5,
I would love for you to explain that.
Okay, when I'm saying that, I'm not talking about the future. I'm talking about what his potential is, and his potential. He is going to be. He is a tall, athletic, pass catching tight end, and so I really feel like that Pittsburgh is going to use him. So I'm just saying he's going to be, when it comes to his pass catching ability and scoring, he's going to be top 5. Watch.
Right. Okay.
Just mark my words. Like, I don't know.
I think it's pretty early, bro. I know he's a rookie, but it's pretty early. I think once the season evolves, then we can have that talk. But you had that hot take right now, so this video is going to be saved. So if it comes down to that, you can always come back to this brother and say, "Hey, Kyle Pitts is a top 5 tight end already." Hey, I don't blame it at all. But. Yep. Man,
so it's that out there. I'm not saying he's top 5 because of anything that he's done. That would be stupid because he hasn't done anything. I'm saying I'm basing it on his potential, and the outlook of how much he's going to be used and how much he's going to score when it comes to pass catching. I don't know how he's going to be as a blocker or anything else, but pass catching ability, dude, is going to be good. So.
Facts. But make sure y'all here Monday night at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. We have Hammer's House and Raider J77. We are doing live play-by-play and reactions of the Baltimore Ravens coming into Las Vegas against the Las Vegas Raiders, which I will have that sound bite on my interface. Y'all don't want to wait to see that every time we score. Is going to say touchdown Raiders. And I gotta have that sound bite, y'all. I gotta have that sound bite. So make sure y'all subscribe to My City My Game. Make sure y'all go follow him on all social media platforms outside of Twitter. Twitter is just Raider J77. But My City My Game on Instagram, My City My Game on Facebook, because you got a fan page as well, and My City My Game on YouTube. So we all are part of one network, which is the Spotlight Sports Network, and it's been fun doing this, man. And I wanted to get it done, get it out the way. I know it's late over here for me. I know you've been working, and I've been working on this side, and it's all about the nation, y'all. It's all about the nation. We thank y'all so much for being on here on this Friday night. We love y'all. We'll see y'all on Monday night for another live stream, which will be the actual game, and football is back. So I appreciate y'all so much for coming in and supporting me, and shout out to the Ravens Nation as well. Ravens Nation was in the building on here too, so thank y'all fans for coming in, and we love y'all. Peace, love, and blessings, and we see y'all in the next live stream or in the next video. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the My City My Game pod show featuring Raider J77, your place for all things Raiders and all things Trailblazers. brought to you by the Spotlight Sports Network. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now let's go.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.